to fight on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is the Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. This piece is from the Financial Post. It's entitled, Ottawa Eases Carbon Tax Thresholds to Help Canada's Big Industries Compete. There'll be a link on my site. Large industrial companies in Canada will face an easier carbon limit when Justin Trudeau's government starts putting in place its emissions next year. Most firms that produce 50 megatons of carbon dioxide or similar levels of pollution a year won't face any penalties until their emissions reach 80% of the average within a specific industry. The previous limit was 70%, according to the framework published July 27. The limit will rise to 90% in 4 industries facing high competitive risks: producers of cement, iron, steel, lime and nitrogen fertilizers. Details of the revised policy were reported earlier Wednesday by Globe and Mail newspaper. We want to have the most energy efficient smart industries here that create good jobs at the same time do what we need to do to tackle emissions. Environment and Climate Change Minister Catherine McKenna told reporters in Quebec, according to the remarks aired on the CBC Corporation. Decisions come after Ontario's new Premier Doug Ford said he will sue the federal government over its plan to impose carbon pricing on all provinces starting next year. Provinces are also allowed to create their own rules to avoid federal regulation if they accomplish the same goal. Trudeau has said carbon pricing is essential as the nations move forward on measures to prevent global warming, and that Canada will remain competitive even as the US loosens its environmental protections. And the article continues. But, as far as I'm concerned, Canada cannot be competitive with high energy prices and unrealistic carbon dioxide taxes. That's taxes on the gases that you exhale, and also the same gas that trees need to increase. And our little country, with less than 1/10 of the population and even less pollution than the United States, is going to make zero difference. Yet Canadians are going to suffer and suffer and suffer. And isn't it interesting that this is going to start next year? What else happens next year? Oh yes, there's a general election. Well, maybe we can make it a big issue that Trudeau is trying to kill Canadian business and is trying to bankrupt you. That's what socialists do. They redirect your money to ridiculous climate change and also funding the terrorist Palestinians. That's just one example. Climate change is garbage because the climate changes every single day, and it's hot in the summer and cold in the winter. But that's an inconvenient truth for these people. You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab and email. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio. And please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.